Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, construction worker accused of shooting his colleague remanded. 37-year-old Raul Williams, who is charged with shooting and injuring a man on a construction site in St. Catherine, was remanded until July 30 when he appeared in court on Tuesday. Williams is answering to charges of wounding with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. It is alleged that on July 4, Williams and the complainant had a verbal disagreement on the construction site along the Linstead bypass in St. Catherine. Williams allegedly left and returned armed with a handgun. He reportedly brandished the weapon and fired shots, hitting the complainant. The complainant ran to a business place and was allegedly chased by Williams, who continued firing. The police were summoned and they arrested Williams. He was subsequently charged by the police following a question and answer session. Taxi driver arrested following high-speed chase with the police. A taxi operator has been taken into custody after he reportedly led the police on a high-speed chase in the corporate area, during which two female passengers had to jump from the moving vehicle. The taxi reportedly plies the halfway tree to downtown Kingston route. The news understands one passenger jumped from the moving vehicle near the Kingston Public Hospital. The other escaped from the vehicle near Tarrant Drive. The driver reportedly rode several sidewalks in a bid to escape the police team. Police accosted the taxi driver in the Malines Road area after a reported crash. One of the injured women was taken to a facility where she is now being medically examined. Photo gets leave to appeal disbarment at the Privy Council. Disbarred attorney Don Foote has been granted final leave by the Court of Appeal to take his case to the United Kingdom Privy Council to challenge a ruling by the General Legal Counsel that he should pay restitution of $2.3 million to a former client. He was disbarred in December 2019 after the disciplinary committee of the GLC found him guilty of professional misconduct. The disbarment arose from a complaint by a client that Foote had underreported by $9 million the amount she was awarded following a medical negligence lawsuit filed in the Supreme Court against a dentist. Following a hearing, Foote was then ordered by the GLC to pay $2.3 million to the complainant. He appealed and the Court of Appeal affirmed the decision of the GLC. Foote says, "I am now happy that the Kangaroo Court decision by the GLC ordering me to pay money to the complainant and disbarring me from practicing will now be decided by the Privy Council." The Court of Appeal has granted a stay of the $2.3 million pending the outcome of the appeal, but did not stay the striking of order. Foote is contending that all the money allegedly owing to the complainant was paid long before the hearing before the GLC. He had represented the complainant in a medical negligence suit, but she complained that too much money was taken out of her award. Foote maintained that the monies deducted were justifiable and were for fees, cost, disbursement, and expenditure. After final leave was granted on Monday, Foote said he was now taking steps to dispatch the relevant documents to the Registrar of the Privy Council, which is Jamaica's final appellate court, because he is certain he will be successful in the appeal. He was represented by King's Counsel Douglas Lees. The GLC was represented by King's Counsel Sandra Minot Phillips and Attorney-at-Law Jamaica Charles. High-level probe underway after murder-suicide at Halfway Tree Police Station. Investigators from the Major Investigation Division and the Police High Command continue to piece together the circumstances that led to a double killing at Halfway Tree Police Station in St. Andrew on Monday. A lawman and a businessman were killed in the incident. They have been identified as 47-year-old Detective Sergeant Kevin Main, who was attached to the Halfway Tree CIB, and Dave Singh. Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the police's corporate communications unit, said the incident occurred about 5:45 p.m. Monday while the businessman was being transported to a cell.
What we know as a fact is that Detective Sergeant was in the process of transporting a businessman from the court, because he was attending court on a matter, taking him to his office. Sometime during the journey from the court to his office, he attacked the Detective Sergeant. A tussle ensued. During the tussle, another police officer saw what was happening and intervened. During that process, the businessman pulled the firearm from the officer and he immediately fired a shot. Sergeant was hit and later died. We understand that the businessman then turned the firearm at himself. They were both taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead.
St. Anne residents complain about overloaded trucks carrying limestone. Residents of Golden Grove near Claremont in St. Anne say overloaded trucks transporting limestone through the community are endangering lives and property. The trucks are operated by Litford Mining. Residents contend that the overweight trucks are causing further deterioration to the road surface. Limestone deposits are left on the road. There is a dust nuisance and muddy conditions. Kevin Preston, whose vehicle was damaged last week, says appeals for the company to address the concerns have been ignored.
On Thursday night, I was coming from Ochiris, reaching a section of Orange Park Main Road. There was about 2 or 3 trucks in front of me, and there was some behind me coming down with load. Some of the stuff dropped off the truck, some stone, and I have to run over it because I couldn't stop and pick it up because there were trucks behind me fully loaded. It mashed up my underneath my carriage, the muffler and the barrel. And I spoke with a gentleman. He was very nice. He told me to go and get an assessment done. I bring all the receipts, stamped and everything. And when I bring it up there, the gentleman was like, all the while me see me have attitude and all that stuff. You understand me? So right now my vehicle damaged and I don't know who to go to for compensation.
Taxi operator Arden Grandison said motorists are also having a hard time with the poor road conditions, with the commuters suffering as a result.
Right now, the back kill me. If me run 2-3 round trip, it's hard to run 4. The way of the road bad. So right now, I tell about sometimes people in there watch and they suffer. Because when we do 3 and 4 round trip, we can't go back. Me travel the whole of center and I mean I see road so bad. And we have the worst road in the center. And I be a promises, boss.
Defense attorney upset over line of questioning in Keith Clark trial. King's Counsel Valerie Nita Robertson, who is representing Jamaica Defense Force soldier Lance Corporal Greg Tinglin in the Keith Clark murder trial, expressed anger over the line of questioning of a witness by the prosecution on Monday. Nita Robertson felt prosecutor Jeremy Taylor Casey was wasting time by appearing to ask Brigadier Mahatma Williams, a very high-ranking member of the JDF, the same questions over and over again during cross-examination. Her client Tinglin is one of 3 soldiers on trial in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston in relation to the May 27, 2010 shooting death of accountant Keith Clark. The other 2 soldiers are Lance Corporal Odell Buckley and the Private Arnold Henry. Clark was killed inside the master bedroom of his house at 18 Kirkland Heights in Red Hill, St. Andrew during a police military operation which was geared towards capturing then-fugitive drug lord Christopher Dudus Coke. Coke was wanted in the United States on drugs and weapons charges and was believed to have been hiding out in the basement of Clark's house. Nita Robertson raised an objection while Taylor questioned Williams about a statement he gave to the Independent Commission of Investigations regarding the events leading up to, during and after Clark's death. Taylor, who applied for the witness to be treated as hostile, repeatedly quizzed Brigadier Williams on whether he told the whole truth when he gave his statement about the military debriefing activities which took place after Clark's demise. After listening to Taylor's line of questioning, Nita Robertson addressed the trial judge Dale Palmer, saying, "My lord, I am objecting. This gentleman, Queen's Counsel," Nita Robertson said before Taylor sought to stop her in her tracks. to remind her that his corrected title was King's Counsel. A sharp-minded Nita Robertson responded to Taylor, saying, "It is the same thing, but the Queen fits you better." Directing her attention back to Judge Palmer, Nita Robertson said, "My lord, he has applied to treat my witness as hostile. There is only one thing so far that he has challenged the witness on, which was the fact that he interacted with the accused persons, and the others contradicted his evidence that he said he did not. I think we are wasting time, because he is now cross-examining on things that are of no relevance. He has breached all the borders of treating a witness as hostile, and all these questions about debriefing are absolutely irrelevant to this matter. This is the prosecution's witness. All of this evidence has gone on over a 2-day period, and I don't have a statement and nothing to refer to say this is the evidence he is going to give and this is what to expect," Nita Robertson continued. "This evidence is thrust upon us like a thief in the night. We don't know where he is going. The statement I have, which I had from the inquiry stage in which you were involved, had nothing to do with the evidence over the last 2 court sessions. Nothing. Zero, my lord, zero. This is the sort of thing that upsets me, my lord. I am not used to this," she added. Casey Peter Champagny, who is the attorney for Lancer Corporal Buckley, also raised an objection over similar issues highlighted by Nita Robertson regarding Taylor's line of questioning. "My lord, I raised the object on the basis of relevance, and in any event, it seems to be my recollection that this was traversed before now," Champagny said. Another objection was raised by Linton Gordon, the attorney representing Private Henry. Addressing the judge, Gordon said, "My lord, in addition to that, my lord, the friend and King's Counsel is going over questions already asked about what happened at the general debriefing. We spent some time dealing with that question extensively, and we are back at it now. For whatever reason, I don't know." Judge Palmer sought to help to clear up the confusion over why Taylor seemed to be asking the same questions repeatedly. The witness told the court that after the killing of Clark, a debriefing session was held with a number of soldiers who were believed to have entered Clark's bedroom in the early morning on May 27, 2010, when he was shot more than 20 times by soldiers, including in his back. He explained that further debriefing took place in order to narrow things down to who entered the accountant's bedroom. Earlier evidence was that a debriefing was held. The evidence now is that there was another debriefing held on special specifics. It arises because he introduces the realm of 2 different debriefings, or one sub-debriefing, Judge Palmer said. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.